Well, we just got back from the rocking race this weekend. Overall, very good weekend. Thank you guys for a few of you that helped out with the car, whether it be in the staging lanes or in the pits. Also, it's great to meet some of you guys. Met quite a few people that, just saw the car on YouTube or whatever, and that's a pretty good feeling that, people will recognize the car just from some videos we've been making. So overall, thanks for everyone. We had a blast this weekend. Figured out some things with the car, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We put that new carb on there, the 1000cc. That was awesome. That was great. But we still have some torque converter issues. So that's what we're going to tear into today. Alright, so I've gotten a lot of questions on how we built our tilt front end. As you can see, this is the Speedway front end. We drilled a hole through there. Then we basically took 2x2 box steel in there. This is part of the original core support, bumper, whatever you want to call it. We got this big this big rod here. Just ran it through there. Dad, do you want to lift this up a little bit for me? It's a little two-man job when you take it apart, but it slides right out like this. Now she's free. Now we can take her off. So just wanted to pop these rear wheels off, do a little check on the brakes here and everything else. Just noticed got a little bit of a slice here. So we might need to do a little more surgery. I think it's probably hitting right here. Do a little surgery back here before we put that back on. Alright, so just about got this thing ready to come out. Got a couple bolts out up there. Get this thing out so we can take a look at this converter. Alright, we got this guy out of here, so I'm gonna take this guy off, cut her open, see what the heck's going on, put her back in. All this within 2 weeks, we can go to Blue Suede Cruise. So I was cruising on the old marketplace the other day and was able to pick these up. These are the valve covers I've been looking for quite some time. Just give the car that nostalgic old school look. And guy I bought these off of, that he was so nice, he threw these ones in too. So I think I might hang these up somewhere, on the wall for some wall art or something. So can finally get rid of those hideous blue ones on here, and let me pop these on there and show you guys what that looks like. So I put this side on over here and ran into a little bit of an issue. If you take a look at the bottom here, these here have these little tabs here. So those are hitting on some. I don't know what they're for. They're some of them are longer in length, but they're kind of staggered the same way that the lifters are in there. So you can kind of peek your finger in here, and I can feel them. They're hitting on a couple of the lifter tops in there. So I really like these, and I want to run these. Now, the right way would probably be to get them spacers that go into here, but actually it doesn't look like you need too much more clearance. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and take some of this down a little bit so it doesn't rub on there, and we're going to put them on there. And obviously if we start this thing up and hear a bunch of clicky clackety bang bang, then we'll shut it down, and we're gonna have to find something else that works. Probably have to use those spacers, but we're gonna try this way and see what happens. So took those quite down a bit. That should give us plenty of room. Let me pop these on here and I'll show you. Oh yeah, those look great. Got plenty of room underneath there. But I am a sole believer in everything happens for a reason. I went and bought these valve covers yesterday, and went to put them on today. We got a race coming up in a couple days, and there's a reason why I bought these valve covers, other than they're cool and I wanted these. But this side's a little tight just because of how the motor's sitting without the trans in. But I took the valve cover off, and I'm sure you can see it already. Look at that. Isn't that insane? Pulled the stud right out of the head. Yeah. So, looks like we're gonna have a little surgery to do, and not even sure if we're gonna make it to the event, but yeah, we got some homework to do. Hopefully we can go with a longer stud. We'll redo all of them, and yeah, I don't even know why that pulled out. We'll have to take a look a little bit deeper into it. Push rod itself, that looks fine. But yeah, Old Farm Fresh is gonna go under the knife, and hopefully we can figure something out so we can get to this next event. So yeah, I'm gonna hop off here and do a little figuring, a little fixing stuff, and figure out what we're gonna do. So maybe we can go racing. Alrighty, so I took all this stuff off. Just wanted to inspect everything, make sure everything's good. So took it all apart, everything looks good. As far as the head goes, everything was tight here. We didn't find anything else loose. The only thing was this one, which is intake on number 6. So two ways we can fix this. We can either we're gonna do a helicoil in there regardless, but we can either go with a longer stud to make sure that doesn't pull out, or we can go with a rocker shaft, which is a little bit high dollar. Really no need for it. This motor has a flat tappet cam in it, so it might seem a little overkill doing a rocker shaft on this, but you know, it'll ensure that will never happen again. So yeah, we're gonna do some thinking. I might pull apart that other side too, and make sure everything that's good to go. But yeah, we'll decide one way or another, either longer shafts or longer studs or rocker shafts. Hopefully we can get the parts ready. I'm gonna go hop on the computer and see what Summit has to offer, and hopefully get this thing back together. Maybe we'll make it to this event this weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I'll check back with you guys here in a few. just out of curiosity, I wanted to see what that spark plug looked like to try and determine when that valve actually broke, right? When we were at Rock and Race, started this thing up to get it off the trailer, drove it to, we drove it to Tech, drove it back to the pits, and then that's when I put the new plugs in. So, the whole time we were racing at 42, that was all on brand new plugs. So, let's go take a look at the old plugs. So does anyone want to take a look and take a wild guess on which plug it was? Yep, I'd say that one. That one, there's almost no burn at all on the porcelain. So, what that tells me is that runner, that stud, broke long before we even got to, probably before we got to Rock and Race, but it definitely happened before we put those plugs on it. So you know what I did? So this is our problem child right here, number 6. So I took that plug out. Check this out. Hold on. I'm gonna show you number 2 first. This is number 2, right? Okay. Here we go. Here's number 6. Brand spanking new plug. Look at that. Not even a single bit of burn on it. So, with that being said, yeah, I don't know. This problem happened pretty early on then, because we only ran this motor a couple times before we took it to Rock and Race. So, I think that, you know, maybe there was just something wrong with this head itself, with the threads or something like that. So, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna do the helicoil on that and see if we can get this thing back together. So, took both sides apart. Didn't find any other issues on the other side, so that is our only issue. And got a couple different options. Gonna figure out what we're gonna do and hopefully get this thing back together. Alright, so fast forward a couple hours and got ourselves a helicoil here. We're going to install that into that stud and fix that up. Then next on the agenda is we get these guys to install. So I'll put these on and that will eliminate this issue from happening again. So, I'm gonna get started on this and I'll check back in a few. Alright, so now that we got that in there, I'm going to start on the other side, so it gives this time a little bit of time to cure. But I'm going to hop over to the other side and start putting those rocker shafts on. Alright, so here's these things all laid out. Took apart a couple of them here. Got me an issue though. We're missing one of these bolts. So That's perfect. Yeah. So we're just gonna put this on the car, and I don't know. We'll figure something out for that. Probably not gonna be the right way to do it, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Alright, it's getting a little late, so decided to take a break on the engine. We're gonna put this trans back in there. So we did pull out our torque converter that we originally had on this. Ours is getting rebuilt right now, but we're kind of on a tight schedule. So I actually borrowed one from Steve Pavlicek, who runs the Alley Cat car. So huge shout out to him. Thanks, Steve, for loaning me this torque converter. So this is a 5200 stall, which we need a 55 for this car, but you know, we want to go racing. So we're going to put this in for the time being while ours is being rebuilt. If it actually works out and it's great, we might just leave it in. So that's what we're going to do next. A lot easier than the first time. I'm gonna go back down a little bit. There you go. No, you can go down more. Wherever you're sitting. All back together. Ready to go. Just gotta put my dipstick in and do the top bolts for the bell housing. And be all set. Alright, now I gotta remember what push rods go where. The car's facing this way and the motor, or the front clip's facing the other way, so hopefully my brain is working this late at night. I think I got it. some. Alright fellas, well, it is almost 3 in the morning. I think I'm going to call it a night and put an end to this episode here. About the only thing left to do is to do some valve lashing. Still have to find another bolt for that other side, but got on the phone and contacted some people, and I think I already got one hunted down. So yeah, I think we've accomplished a lot, especially just today in the last couple of days here. So yeah, thanks for sticking around for another episode. We're heading to Blue Suede Cruise tomorrow morning, so hope to see you guys out at the event. Saturday's a pretty big event there. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some shut-eye, load this thing up in the morning, and head out to the track. So yeah, remember to hit the little subscribe button, little bell icon, all that fun stuff. I guess it does something, helps me out somehow. So yeah, thanks for tuning in for another one. Yeah, appreciate all the support on the channel. Hope to see some of you guys this weekend. I'm gonna go get some shut-eye.